Welcome to another vegan recipe edition. These are beginning to be my favorite, of great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love. Mwah.
Mwah. I think these are Jeffrey's favorite because he gets to be my taste tester after everything is baked.
Yeah, exactly.
And with what's going on in the world right now, I think it's a great opportunity to hunker in and hone your vegan cooking skills. So, try these recipes out and please comment down below if you do a variation. I love to hear about that. And just let me know what you think of it. So today we're going to make a rustic vegan lasagna with kale. And what I do first, these are all of the ingredients that are in it. So I'm going to start with what I did first. I took some of this 365 organic chopped kale, and it is washed and ready to go.
That's nice.
It's already chopped too. So I used about 3/4 of a bag. I took 4 cloves of garlic. You can use more or less. And I diced those up. And then these are one of my favorite products to cook with. It's the Beyond Meat Crumbles. I love it because it's high in protein, it's low in fat, low in calories, and it's a pea protein based product. It's also soy-free and gluten-free. So it's a really great product for a lot of different recipes that you'll see me make.
And that's a lower fat version of the Beyond Meat products?
Absolutely. So
right.
1 serving of this, which is a 1/2 cup, has 90 calories and 3 grams of fat, 0 saturated and 0 trans fat. I don't know what that compares to the Beyond Burgers. Oh, you all right? I hope you're not getting sick over there.
I hope not.
I know. Well, let's get you some good lasagna and take care of you. So anyway, this is I love this product. We always have several bags in the freezer. And then I am using some chopped tomatoes, organic chopped tomatoes. And I like this brand because I really prefer to not use cans if I don't have to. Right now, again, with what's going on in the grocery stores and there not being as many options, whatever you can use it, but please try to use organic. And if you do have to get a can, make sure it says a BPA free. So we are going to pop over here and see how these, I also put about 1/2 an onion in here. See how these 4 ingredients look. Ooh.
That looks delish.
Great. So this is going to be one of the filling layers for our lasagna. And we are making a totally gluten-free lasagna so that I can have some too. So we're gonna.
Wait, I was gonna just look at this pie that
yes.
we made.
Oh,
that's the pie that Karen made in
right.
the earlier
the
video. Beautiful cranberry raspberry pie.
Yes. So let me take these ingredients over here. Actually, I think what we'll have to do is come over here, Jeffrey, to film if that's okay.
Sure.
So next, I'm going to take my gluten-free organic green lentil lasagna, and what's great about this is it's a no-boil pasta sheet, so you do not have to cook it first. And this is what they look like. They're delish. I am also going to take the 365 organic marinara pasta sauce. I love this particular one. It tastes delicious. It's fat-free. There's no oil and sugar in it. And so what I'm going to do here is just sprinkle a little bit of that on the bottom before I put my lasagna noodles down. Okay. And then I'm going to just lay my noodles. And again, this is a rustic lasagna. So I am going to lay 3 noodles across. You can certainly make a bigger lasagna. It's just Jeffrey and I tonight. So I'm making a smaller version. So I put my first layer, and then what I'm going to do is I have mixed this cheese mixture, and let's just go back here so I can talk about those ingredients. And again, these are substitutes and not always the best thing to eat on a daily basis. But if you are going to have a nice comfort meal, and especially if you're having company over, splurge a little bit. So I used an entire package of the Kite Hill almond milk ricotta, and it is so delicious. And then I added in a quarter of a cup of the Follow Your Heart Dairy Free Parmesan. If you've not tried this product, it is so good.
Yeah, it is incredible. You could put that on just regular pasta and salads. We've had plenty of non-vegans here. They don't know the difference.
They don't. And Jeffrey, get a close up.
And by the way, I love Parmesan. So
right?
It's like, that was one of the hardest things for me going plant-based, was giving up the cheeses that I love so much with our wines. But don't miss it now. They've really done a great job.
I'm so proud that you did give that up. And then, so in the bowl that I'm going to use for my first layer, just to reiterate, I have an entire container of the Kite Hill almond milk ricotta. I have a quarter of a cup of the Follow Your Heart Parmesan style cheese. And then I have a heaping half a cup of, I'm using the Daiya mozzarella shredded, but there's a lot of great brands out there. So try them all. I love the BioLife, and there's just a bunch of great brands. So I like to experiment and try something different each time. So I'm gonna come back over here. I've already got that mixed up right here. So
let's see it.
There it is.
Oh, wow, looks
okay. Good. So I am going to put this down here for my first layer. Okay, let's just get all that. We don't want to.
All that goodness.
All that goodness. All that delicious, ooey gooey goodness. And if you are making a bigger lasagna and you want your layers to be a little bit thicker, you can absolutely double the recipe. You can play around with adding more of one cheese over the other. I am a big fan of just kind of playing with your recipes. All right, so we've got that. Now we're gonna put the next layer. So 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And now we're gonna come over here to this deliciousness. Again, this is about 3/4 of a bag of organic fresh kale cooked down with a bag and a half of the Beyond Meat crumbles, about 1/4 to 1/2 of an onion, a sweet organic onion, and 4 cloves of garlic. And a box of crushed tomatoes. And that's it. Okay, so
pretty simple.
It is pretty simple.
Well, one of the things I learned, you kind of taught me this, or you can see it on most of the sites and things that we follow. Anything you buy, the less ingredients, the better. But when you're making things like this, sometimes it's a little more complex, but these are pretty simple meals.
Right. My parents will say they love my meals, but I use so many ingredients that they don't want to take the time to, do all that. So I really love to cook for them when I'm there. And I don't mind using a lot of fresh ingredients.
Is it time to put another layer on top?
It is time to put another layer on top. And I do want to just add in that I used some pink Himalayan salt and some organic black pepper, about a teaspoon of each. And again, that's totally optional. And I put about a teaspoon plus of cayenne, because Jeffrey and I love everything spicy.
Yeah, we do.
So again, those are optional items.
Spice is good for increasing your metabolism too.
Yes, it absolutely is. That's a great point. They actually did a study where 2 groups were fed the exact same meal, and the only difference was that they used crushed red peppers in one meal and not in the other, and they determined that the metabolism of those people who had the meal with the crushed red peppers, it was like 30% faster or higher than those having the same.
Yeah, they just burn more calories, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got the layer here. You can see on the sides if you want to, and since I'm not going to be able to use this whole box for another lasagna, I'm just going to add some extra noodles on the top there. I've got some leftover here. So I can do one of two things. I can put that on the top of this, but I'm actually going to save that for another recipe.
Nice.
And I'm going to use just the simple pasta sauce. I'm going to pour that on top. Just going to spread that out.
I'm going to use a little bit of red wine in this that you didn't really mention. I'm noticing it down here.
I did. Again, totally optional. Maybe you'd rather have a glass of it while you're cooking and Julia Child style there, or throw a little bit in. And again, you know, just a dash, a splash of red wine. I always put into our red sauce. I just like the flavor of it. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and I am going to grab my Parmesan. I'm going to sprinkle a little of that on there. I am going to take just a little bit more of the Daiya and sprinkle that on as well. And that'll make it really pretty when it comes out of the oven.
Yeah, those cheeses, surprisingly so, melt up really well. And they're all made from mostly nuts, right?
Exactly. It depends on the brand, but yes. Okay, I'm going to pop this in the oven. I've already got it preheated to 400. And, ooh, you can see that some of my raspberry pie went down there. So we'll come back later when that's all cooked and show you a picture of it and maybe a picture of Jeffrey indulging.
All right.
Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the kitchen at the Nest at Copper Mountain.
We'll see you guys. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to get some more of these tasty recipes. We'd love to have you on board.